What if the wall between our reality and countless others was much thinner than you have ever thought? Imagine if the rules of quantum mechanics, the physics of the smallest building blocks of the universe, held a kind of hidden key. A key not just to understanding existence, but perhaps even to choosing it. This is going to challenge much of what you think you know about the world and your place in it. Picture this. Every choice you have ever made and every road you did not take did not simply disappear or become a memory. What if those other paths continued, branching into entirely new realities, with different versions of you living out those alternate timelines? While this might sound like something from a science fiction movie, some of the most provocative theories in physics suggest that it may not be far from the truth. The laws that govern everything at the quantum level seem to indicate that your awareness, the simple act of observing, may actually shape what you experience as real. Our exploration of these concepts begins with the idea of superposition. In quantum mechanics, particles like electrons do not stay in one fixed position until someone looks. Instead, they exist in a state of all possible positions at once. Think of a coin spinning in the air. Until it lands, it is both heads and tails. In the same way, quantum particles exist in every potential state simultaneously. This concept is not just theoretical, it has been demonstrated in countless experiments and is a foundational principle of quantum mechanics. So what does this mean for the world we live in? If the basic components of matter can exist in multiple states at once, could the same be true for entire realities? Could all possibilities exist in a sort of suspended state, waiting for something or someone to cause them to become real? This is where the idea becomes controversial, because it challenges the deeply held belief that there is only one fixed universe. Then we arrive at the observer effect. If superposition is the setup, the observer effect is the moment of impact. This principle tells us that the very act of observing a quantum system changes it. When a particle in superposition is measured, it collapses into one state. Just like that spinning coin lands and becomes either heads or tails, the infinite possibilities reduce to a single reality. One of the most famous experiments in physics, the double-slit experiment, demonstrates this. When particles are not observed, they behave like waves, creating patterns that suggest they pass through multiple slits at once. But when someone observes which slit the particle goes through, it no longer acts like a wave. It chooses a single path. This suggests that the universe itself changes its behavior when it knows it is being watched. This raises important questions. What is an observer? Does it need to be a conscious human being, or could any form of interaction, even with the environment, cause the collapse of a quantum state? While most physicists argue that any interaction is enough to break superposition, others wonder whether consciousness plays a special role. This is where physics meets philosophy. Could our awareness be the ultimate observer, selecting one possibility out of many and turning it into reality? The strangeness of these quantum behaviors has led to bold interpretations. One of the most well-known is the many worlds interpretation, first proposed in the 1950s. It suggests that each time a quantum decision is made, the universe splits into all possible outcomes. So every possible result happens, each in its own universe. There may be countless versions of you, each living a different life based on different decisions. These realities are equally real, but completely separate. Other theories go further. Some suggest that consciousness itself originates from quantum activity in the brain. These ideas are still speculative, but they propose that the mind is deeply connected to the underlying quantum structure of reality and may even be capable of choosing from among quantum possibilities. Similar ideas show up in philosophical and spiritual traditions. Thinkers like Neville Goddard spoke of imagination creating reality. Nikola Tesla emphasized energy, frequency, and vibration. Carl Jung discussed archetypes and a shared unconscious. Though not scientific in the traditional sense, these ideas resonate with the suggestion that the inner world and outer world are connected at a fundamental level. So if even part of this is true, what does it mean for us? It implies that consciousness might not just witness reality, but help shape it. This is the idea behind concepts like reality shifting or quantum shifting. The idea is not to change the world around you, but to change yourself to match the version of reality you want to experience. This works like tuning into a different frequency on a radio. All the stations already exist. You just need to align yourself with the one you want to hear. That alignment comes from your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. You must think and feel as if the desired version of reality is already real. This process, called embodiment, is supported by neuroscience, which shows that repeated thought patterns can rewire the brain. Your subconscious also plays a key role. For any shift to stick, your subconscious mind must accept the new reality. Otherwise, it will pull you back to what is familiar. That is why subconscious alignment is critical. It is worth noting that scientists generally consider reality shifting a metaphor rather than a proven phenomenon. There is no direct evidence that people can jump between physically separate universes, but the psychological effects of belief, focus, and identity shifts are very real. People report powerful changes in their lives when they apply these principles, even if the explanation is more mental than quantum. The term forbidden in this context does not mean these ideas are banned, but that they challenge conventional views. They ask us to consider that the most powerful force shaping our lives might be our own mind. So where do you stand on this? Is consciousness simply a byproduct of a material universe, or is it an active force that plays a part in constructing the reality we live in? Are these forbidden concepts just creative interpretations of confusing science? Or do they point toward a greater truth about our role in the cosmos? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you are curious to keep exploring the mysteries of reality, consciousness, and the universe itself, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss what comes next. It is important to approach all of this with both curiosity and critical thinking. The quantum theories that link consciousness and multiple realities are on the edges of mainstream science. Many worlds make sense mathematically, but it raises questions we may never be able to test. Theories connecting consciousness to quantum collapse face similar problems when it comes to evidence. Still, the mystery at the heart of quantum mechanics remains. The measurement problem has not been solved in a way that satisfies everyone. Superposition is a proven fact. The universe is much stranger than it appears. Perhaps what feels forbidden is not the science itself, but the way these ideas invite us to think differently about reality, about ourselves, and about our power to choose and change. Maybe the true gateway to new realities does not lie in some far-off machine or distant dimension, but in the quality of your own awareness. The deeper we look into the universe, the more it seems to reflect something back at us. And maybe that something is a reminder that we are not just part of the universe. We are participants in its unfolding. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and above all, never lose your sense of wonder. If this video opened a new door in your thinking, then keep going. The questions don't end here, and neither does your power to explore them. Subscribe now and join a community that's not afraid to challenge the boundaries of science, consciousness, and reality itself. Turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we release new explorations into the unknown. And tell us in the comments, do you believe your consciousness can influence which version of reality you experience? We're reading everything, and the conversation starts with you.